Zoom on.
Oh wow, what a light agenda.
Right?
Good. It's because Emily likes this.
Yep. Okay. I think we're good.
Where's my signature files, plenty. It
We do have
being
2 non-publics at the end, though.
yes, so
Right.
yeah, it being 5 o'clock, I call the select board meeting to order. Are there any changes or additions to the agenda?
Nope.
Moving on to new business, Conservation Commission and Forest Society conservation easement deeds with Nelson.
All right, thank you. This is probably the third installment of what I've told you before. And I assume you got the little handout that I sent earlier. Okay. What I'm here tonight is to have you approve the reassignment of 4 conservation easement deeds, which are on Chris Alt's property at the corner of Bunker Hill and sort of Cleveland Hill. This is so that those 4 easements, which are held by the town, and 2 easements held by the Forest Society can be combined into 1 easement. So your 6 will go into 1. That will be the second step. But before that happens, it's needed that the town reassign these 4 easements to the Forest Society. So there's a reassignment document for each one, and 2 of the documents are identical because they just say the town assigns its interest in the conservation easement to the Forest Society. The other 2 are also identical, but it has another paragraph in it because those 2 easements have an executory interest. And so in those cases, the deed itself will be transferred to the Forest Society, and the Forest Society will transfer the executory interest to the town. I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but so I have these 4 documents here. They have been examined by Christine Johnston. She said she has no objections to them, and so I would like you to vote to approve this reassignment and sign these documents. But I'll answer any questions first if I have not thoroughly confused you so far.
So we'll go from 4 easements to 1?
We'll go from 6 easements to 1.
6 easements, that's even better.
Yes, because the Forest Society already had, they hold the other 2 easements and there's no executory interest.
Gotcha.
What does SPNHF stand for?
Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests.
Okay.
Better
Which
known
just
as the Forest Society.
Yeah. Man, that's way easier to say. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Is any questions or
No.
No.
so we need a motion to.
I'll make a motion. To reassign 4 of Chris Alt's conservation easements from the town to the Forest Society. And the language is the town of Tamworth, and you might already have this.
I do.
The town of Tamworth agrees to assign the following conservation easement deeds listed by Carroll County Registry of Deeds, book and page number, to the Society for Protection of New Hampshire Forests. Book 923, page 33, plus book 2602, page 569, book 695, page 131, plus book 1380, page 713, book 3424, page 131, and book 2099, page 290. Furthermore, the town of Tamworth agrees to accept executory interest in conservation easement deeds described in book 923, page 33, plus book 2602, page 569, and book 695, page 131, plus book 1380, page 713.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can I ask a question just because the assessing part of my brain is curious? What's the difference with the town holding an easement versus a forest society? Like,
Well, the Attorney General's office wants to have all of the conservation easement deeds, which can be combined into one owned by the same entity.
And it'll be this Forest Society's job to monitor it
okay.
and not the Conservation Commission.
So it
That's the
releases
basic work
town burden. Okay.
issue.
And when they're all combined, the town will have executory interest in all 6 of them. But, well, one of them, but the entire one. So that's the way it will work. And then the third part is to combine the 2 at the top. And those will be held by the town with the Forest Society having executory interest. But we're long way from that one.
More to come.
Oh, yes.
Any other discussion, questions? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Doucette, yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes?
Roberts, yes. 4 yes, 0 no.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I need your signatures on those. Now, Emily,
Yes.
these have to be notarized, and so I assume this will go to Elaine.
Tuesday morning is
All
that?
right, well, I'll have to come and,
Do they have to be notarized when we sign them?
She's able to do it for the board. She has copies of your licenses.
but she doesn't have mine, so I
She
will
doesn't
come on
have yours.
Tuesday and sign it in her presence.
Yeah, that'd be great. She
Want to
will.
use my pen so it all matches?
No.
I was asking if you could put this on right now.
Thanks for offering.
I'm not getting framed like last week.
And is it okay if one is blank and Leanne's not here? Or should we get her to come in tomorrow and sign it?
You know what I might do is ask her to come on Tuesday morning if she
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Because it's there.
Yeah.
Can I borrow your pen?
Yeah.
After you're done.
There'll probably be something else she needs to sign too. So.
Okay, in the future, I'm gonna see if we can't just have one select board
Yeah,
signature.
just have the chair sign it.
Which is what we had on the previous one I had for you.
Yeah.
Well, that way Elaine can notarize Leanne's signature for.
You heard from Rick? Monroe?
No, he said he was coming tonight. He's up next. I can.
Whoa.
Nelson, did you put the map together with all the colored?
No, Chris Conrad did that.
Okay. Good map.
He's our map guy.
Thank you.
All right, so we're all done?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Coming.
You can put that in there, and I'll leave those with you, and I'll see you
See
Tuesday.
you Tuesday. Thank
Or
you.
whoever's in the office.
I will be.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Right. All right, moving on to department head reports. We're gonna skip over Rick Moreau and go to Emily Verney with the recreation department. Put your other hat on.
Basketball's going well. Had 35 kids sign up. Got 4 coaches and games scheduled, so that's going well.
Is there kids for each like age?
Yeah, we've got 2 teams, a 3rd, 4th grade team and a 5th, 6th grade team,
Yep.
co-ed. But I would have liked to have offered it to K through 2, but the gym is so busy between tennis, pickleball, the middle school basketball, and us. It's just, there was no time slots, so
Mm-hmm.
the 2nd graders will have to wait.
Have to wait. Stay home and practice.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, basketball's going well. We just finished up comic book club. That was well attended. That was at the Shakora Library. That was great. They are awesome over there. Hikes with Friends has been postponed the last 3 weeks just because of being short-staffed and illnesses and whatever. But we'll pick that back up probably this winter.
Now, is that something you feel the need to be physically go on the hikes? Because I wouldn't think that would be necessary.
For me to go on the
Right.
hikes? Yeah, no. It's so it's partnered with TCNA. Ed Parsons is
Yep.
kind of the lead, and if he ever can't be there,
Yep.
I can fill in for him.
Okay.
But no, I definitely don't need to be there every week. And then there was the Movement for Longevity class at the townhouse that just finished. There was 10 weeks of that, and a handful of the people really wanted to see it continue. So working with Jim on if that's something he can offer again. That was really more of like a mobility stretching for older folks, like practical movements, like getting down to the floor, getting back up. Yeah. Had a meeting or a phone call with a woman who would like to do more of like an exercise class for a slightly younger crowd, more more aerobic and weightlifting type of thing. So looking into that, but I just need to kind of get through when Keats gets back. So right now I'm just letting everything kind of simmer so I can manage that. But yeah. What else? Any questions for me? Oh, I should say, hopeful that we'll have the fireworks on July 4th this year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
When will you kind of have a?
I've been bothering them every week since July 5th.
Good.
And I think I finally broke through because I got an email from her yesterday saying, we're so sorry. I think everyone's just tight on help and not knowing how much product they'll have yet and what to quote because
Not knowing prices and stuff.
right.
Like that, yeah.
So they don't want to overcommit. But yeah, so pretty soon here it's going to be time to think about spring and summer. So
3 more
You
months
have any
of winter.
crazy.
You don't have any involvement in the ski program?
I don't. I offered if they need help, but I think the outing club and the Brett School have that covered.
Good.
What was I going to say to you guys? Oh, I've had a lot of inquiries about an ice rink in town. I don't know how you all feel about that.
Didn't
I
that
think
used to
it's-
be a thing?
I think it's a good idea. It's really hard to
The weather's
manage.
so variable.
Yeah,
I mean, like now all the ice will be gone,
right.
and the weather's hardly cold enough to.
Yeah, maybe in January and February or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Later January.
Yeah.
I think Rick secretly wants one, so I might get his help.
That would be
Yeah, I
pretty
mean, I
cool.
think that would be a good location down at the rec field
Yeah,
because there's
There's-
water, there's
there's-
hydrants down there,
Parking and stuff like
there's
that.
parking and light.
yeah,
I don't know if there's enough light.
a little light.
We'd have to
We
add. We'd have to add
get-
lighting
Yeah,
Some lighting or something like
uh,
that.
if we don't have enough. But I think that would be the spot.
Yeah.
But it is difficult to keep the ice good.
right.
Otherwise, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Anyway, so trying to think of ways to keep kids engaged and active this winter. But honestly, I'm so happy with basketball and the way that's turning out. So that's a win. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And just kind of build on that. But,
Awesome.
I'm just texting Rick. I don't know where he is. Oh, he'll be here in a couple minutes. I don't know if
Okay.
there's.
We can forge ahead and we'll put him
Yeah.
on when he's
Okay.
here.
I think that works.
Thank you, Emily.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on to old business, budget updates. Is there any?
I don't think there's any budget updates.
No.
I have a slight one that relates to that. If you recall, we had a $28,000 item in the budget to do an air barrier above this ceiling. The two insulation companies came in and gave quotes and met with Rick and Gabrielle from the Energy Committee. And I think we all realized that it's kind of impossible to do that because you have a drop ceiling in the way and it's just not worth it. So they've got estimates to do just more insulation in the attic space. So we'll save many thousands of dollars.
Do you know the companies that they're?
I think it was Quality and Superior, which are kind of those two standards.
Yeah.
And I think the low bid was like $6,000, so theirs might be $22,000 we just saved right there in the budget.
Awesome.
Wow.
So, and I think Rick
Oh,
met
yeah,
with
well,
both of them.
It's completely different, I guess. I was gonna say I was like, wow, $6,000. We really,
Yeah.
but it's a different job than we anticipated.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think just it's And if you ever try to take down the drop ceiling lead, it'll never go up the same way it went up. You'll damage it, you'll destroy it. It was,
Yeah, I mean, there are support wires going up everywhere, you couldn't get a good
yeah,
seal anyway.
Yeah.
yeah. So it makes more sense just to add more density and more volume in the attic. So that's, any good budget news I have to spread around.
Great.
Nice. Moving on to administrator report.
The bank balance is $4,136,231. I
It's
don't.
like double last week. That's a lot of tax payments coming in.
People are paying. I don't have too much to report other than it's going pretty smooth here. You know, we miss Keats. I can't wait till she's back. But Sue is doing a great job. Yeah, it's all going okay. In the administrative office. So.
I was in last week because somebody had a tax assessment question for me, which certainly I'm not in a position to answer. So luckily it was the same day the assessor was here. So it was really handy to have him there. And just, you learn so much just sitting there talking to him about various, how he does what he does. And also just, it increases your ability to read the tax codes and understand all the hidden little symbols in the tax cards that didn't make sense to me before.
Yeah.
They're not intentionally hidden, but you'd need a legend to understand all the stuff that's there.
Yeah.
So that was a very handy time for me to understand how he does what he does. So is it the second Tuesday of every month he's here or something like that?
Second Tuesday. You should each come in one day.
Yeah.
It gets tight in that office on that day, though. Yeah.
Is that it for
That's all I've got.
the shared report? We'll move on to the signature file for till Rick gets here. I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for December 14th, 2023.
Second.
Roll call vote.
To say yes with one correction that I sent to Emily
Okay.
about an hour ago.
Okay.
Little teeny thing.
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes with 0 no. I make a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes for December 14th, 2023 for sessions under RSA 91-A:32A, Session 1, RSA 91-A:32B, Session 2, RSA 91-A:32B, Session 3, RSA 91-A:32C, Session 4.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes, and none of those minutes were sealed. So, interesting. Make a motion to approve Rosie's Restaurant liquor license,
Second.
the town approval portion.
Do we know if they're changing the name?
I don't
No,
think so.
I don't think so. No.
Because it's a new owner.
Will you be serving liquor at breakfast?
I assume they're doing dinner.
This is going to be an interesting winter.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't?
It's a beer and wine license.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I was hoping for Bloody Marys at breakfast.
That would be nice.
Roll call vote.
Do you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes. 0 no. I make a motion to approve the Veterans Tax Credit for MAP 401, Lot 18, MAP 214, Lot 219, MAP 202, Lot 19.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Do you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes. 0 no. I make a motion to approve the intent to cut for MAP 401, Lot 33, Access Road, Washington Hill.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Do you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes. 0 no. I make a motion to approve, supplemental bill for MAP 214, Lot 217 sublot 1 for $4,470.
You gonna do both or?
Oh, and the supplemental bill for MAP 216, Lot 253 for $391.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Do you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes. 0 no. I make a motion to approve the abatement for MAP 216, Lot 253 for $391, and the abatement for MAP 415, lot 67, sublot 147 for $17.
Second.
Roll call vote.
There's various types of abatements. It might be good to, in the future, to list,
What
is
type it is.
Yeah, is it a veterans or is it a,
Oh no, an abatement is when
That's-
you when you issue the wrong amount to be taxed and you have to basically give it back to them.
I thought there was different types of.
maybe those are
No,
exceptions?
You're thinking of credits or exemptions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. An abatement is just you were billed incorrectly and now it's either a refund or
Or
a credit.
Okay.
Gotcha. Doucette, yes.
Bear, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes. 0 no. I make a motion to approve the town of Sandwich versus town of what?
Aren't we deferring that?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
do we?
Never mind.
We're still working on that.
Yeah, we're still working on the Tamworth versus Sandwich town
Consent decree.
consent decree.
However,
There was some not confusion with the agreement. We are in agreement with the town of Sandwich with the Tamworth Sandwich line. I'll say confusion was between the Moultonborough Tamworth line with all the agreement and conversations we had up to the point of last week were that the Tamworth Moultonborough line was not moving, and with the agreement that we were presented, it had shifted, which would change a long town line, another long town line. So that's the difference. So we're just trying to sort that out, and then hopefully we'll be on our merry way. So. Anyway, we're gonna hold off on the rest of the signature file, and we'll move to the department head report with Rick Moreau.
good evening, Rick.
Good evening. Sorry I was holding up.
Well, we forged ahead.
Oh, we had plenty to do.
All's good. We weathered that storm. All the buildings did good, the exception of this one. We took a lot of water in the basement. I
Here?
just want to
Huh.
let everybody know, I don't believe it's anything to do with that. TCNA, it's just roof shed. There was a lot of water
Yeah.
in just the areas that it came in. But no damage, just water. So a lot of wet back in, a lot of moving of, this must have 35 on the cabinets down there, it's all under everything, but all said and done, we're all dried up.
Should we have them all up on blocks, you think?
Well, this is another question for you guys. I mean, are we gonna use those anytime in the future, or now that we have the vault all taken care of? That's where they're all from, was all that paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's now stored in there, so that's something to think about.
Do you know if has there been water in the basement before?
Everybody that I've asked, and like I said, Kim's been here the longest, never seen it.
Wow. I guess it is weird to get such intense short-term rain when the ground is kind of frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
we
it
got
couldn't
a
go
lot of
anywhere.
rain.
half frozen, half not.
Yeah.
Also with a little bit of snow melt too.
Yeah.
But you can clearly see on the valley areas out back and over here, which is basically right behind here and here, that's where it appears to weeped in. So,
And we've had some other rain since I don't think, like you said, it's probably nothing to do with that. We've had other rains, so it's just, this
Yeah.
one was more significant, so.
but that's my theory anyway, I believe it was just roof shed, concentrated on that area, just the ground conditions.
Couldn't
and
take it.
The duration.
Yeah.
But, we'll monitor it and make sure.
An estimate how much water? Are we talking 50 gallons or?
A couple wet vacs.
Okay.
Really not a lot, it's just because it was under the stairs and it's kind of closed and you can't get in there. So it did follow in through the cots. But just where it happened to get under stuff like that, you know, just trying to make sure it gets dry because we have a lot of sensitive paperwork down there, basically right where all you were sitting.
which stayed dry over this area, but it was mainly concentrated right here. So that was only the big thing. It's funny because I was in early that Monday morning, because I had started on the floors and was actually doing your office, and it wasn't until the girls started coming in, like, oh, we have no water. So when I went downstairs to check, that's when I discovered it, so it wasn't until like after 8 o'clock, I realized the basement was full of water. Yeah, it was crazy Monday.
The floors look good though.
Yeah, they're getting there, so we got this one started on, and the office started on. And I'm gonna do this hallway here next, but it's gonna be on a day we're closed, because I can't, it's impossible with the traffic.
Cool.
And Steve, I didn't get to talk to you earlier, but Alan and I, he'd asked me to fix the backboard. Goes on the cans crush, the cans container for the ram. It compresses the cans. So that one was getting kind of beat up.
Yep.
So
Yep.
some wood, cut up a new one, straightened the frame out, bolted that together, and I just dropped it off not long ago.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Another thing off the list over there.
That's good.
And you're gonna fill in while Alan's out? Yeah, we had talked about that too, was whatever coverage he needs.
Yeah.
And also if he needs anything this week, he knows to call, so I just
Appreciate
wanted
that.
to make sure everybody's in the loop on that. If he needs help, he'll give a shout.
Good. Good.
You know.
Alright.
Question I had too is, I have a street light at the parking lot down by the townhouse. It's actually on that pole, Carl.
Yeah.
Now, that pole isn't ours, so
Is it
where
our
does
light,
that
though?
go?
Is it our, it's probably not our light either. is it?
I don't
I mean,
know,
it is-
I'm trying to get
It is shining at
answers.
the parking lot. I don't know why public service would,
We should know if we pay for it though, right?
Well, I checked with Elaine about, you should be able to see like EOL on a bill, which is electric outside lighting. And we do have a few, but it doesn't give locations.
oh, yeah.
It just says like we have 5 of them. But,
Do you wanna move it, or,
it doesn't work.
oh,
So, but I don't know, pretty sure that's Pole Services Distillery,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what we,
Yeah.
came to the
Well,
conclusion
it
before.
goes down to the barn.
Right.
Probably would make a call to Eversource to find.
I think that would
I
be the way
think
to
that's
do it.
probably the route we're gonna have to go, rather than
Yeah.
having just somebody come out and fix the light and find out
'Cause if
it's
it's-
not ours.
If it is Eversource's, then they'll come out and fix it.
Yeah.
And that's their
It's not like a typical street light either, it looks like
Huh.
it's a flat panel LED type.
Yeah.
like a floodlight?
I'm curious. Have you talked to anybody at the? But it wouldn't be anything to do with the distillery.
No.
It's our light. Or well,
It's facing our parking lot, so
Yeah.
again, it's like, okay.
Do we know that it's not working or that it was turned off?
Well, if it's belongs to the distillery, it might be, I mean, it's
Yeah, I
a
think I
matter
just turned it
of
off.
making contact with somebody, but.
all right. I would say maybe try Eversource first.
Start with Eversource, maybe they can at least tell you if it's their light.
Yeah. And then if not, maybe ask the distillery, and then if not, maybe maybe that makes it ours automatically.
Because like I looked downstairs for additional break, maybe it's on a breaker on its own, be back or something, but there's nothing, and then after all the stuff Kyle and I were doing over there, it's like, wait a minute, this isn't even ours.
Yeah.
We're running off the other line, so,
Interesting.
yeah, another mess. But yeah, I'll get Eversource, and we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Everything else is great, all the other buildings, fine. All the the proposals are in for the energy committee there,
Oh, yeah.
for the insulations and furnaces and all that stuff. I do have a contract signed for repairs for that windowsill over there at the townhouse as well too, but I don't know if it's gonna finish it this year, probably not, so that should be,
Do we have to,
It's
encumber
signed,
one?
so it's encumbered. The
Okay,
contract was
perfect.
signed a while ago.
yeah.
Good.
And it's short money too, so
It's like $1,000.
$1,000.
Good. Is that kind of what we were expecting it to be, or did we?
Well, it's kind of an exploratory surgery type.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Once
yeah,
you look behind
yeah,
the clavers,
Yeah,
who knows what's
so-
going on back there.
Oh, good.
Once
Once dare
he gets
put a
involved,
lower
it might give us an
Yeah.
idea of if we wanted to go ahead and do a few more or whatnot.
Okay.
So he hasn't started yet?
No.
Yeah. It's too cold, I think.
Well, he was trying to locate the right kind of wood and have it milled.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a funny shape.
Yeah, exactly. Anything,
Any
any
questions?
questions?
I don't have any. Snow's been kind of light,
Yeah,
so far.
thank you.
I almost would take the snow over the rain, but
Totally.
Yeah.
It's nice to get real snow instead of heavy wet stuff.
yeah,
right.
and ice. So doesn't look like anything in the near future except for more rain. So
Might get lucky with a warm one this year.
there's a lot of winter left.
To this year.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, I think you're gonna be right on that one. Awesome.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you, Rick.
Is there anything else you need from us, or?
No, that only thing with the telephone pole I wanted to run by you, because I
Yeah,
didn't know
that's-
which way to go with it.
I would say ask
Start with
Eversource, because if
Eversource.
it's, I mean, as a rule, the streetlights, they replace stuff, but maybe it's something the town put up at some point. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'd start there, and maybe they'll at least know who pays the bill on it.
I mean, we pay streetlights, we pay for streetlights.
Yeah, they'll know if it's
Rick said we had 5, so I guess we could count.
It's only 5, you'd think it'd be more, huh?
No, it's more,
well, we got
pay
Shikora.
for- We pay for streetlights on Holler,
Yeah.
don't we? I think
So I
so.
think she told me 5. I remember seeing 5 on a bill.
It's interesting.
5.
That is interesting.
She's
I
like,
think it's
these.
Chikora,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, not these. Because
Well,
Maybe on the state roads, it's the state that pays them.
That'd be
I'm pretty
great.
sure we pay the streetlights in Shikora. I'm almost positive.
yeah, we do.
I think we pay like $18,000 a year or something. for
Yeah,
streetlights.
so it's more than 5.
Oh,
They might be under something else.
Yeah,
It could be
You
called
know.
something else.
Yeah.
I know this. It said that's under street lighting. This is just
maybe
labeled
Shikora was on the
as
same.
okay.
EOL.
Shikora was one.
Oh, well, maybe, yeah, maybe we have
Because this
some
isn't
lights
really
for-
a street, is it?
At this,
It's a parking
at this
lot.
building, for instance, we have lights in this parking area, right?
Yeah.
And so there are a few places,
But it's just wired to the building, like it's part of the building.
Did you try to throw any breakers over there and see what happens?
It- like
If
I
it's out, it
said,
wouldn't, like,
I
make it
tried that
come
route.
on.
It's not. We're not served off of that pole at all. It's like
Hmm.
that pole has nothing to do with us.
no.
Huh.
Kyle knows
Yeah.
that.
This probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but isn't that also the start of like a state road? Doesn't the state take care of that part of the road?
Yeah, the state does maintain Cleveland Hill Road during the summer.
Oh, but
Is that what you're talking?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
Huh.
they
Didn't
do.
know
So
Actually, all the way from the corner.
Oh.
up to, is it where the Brown Hill intersection is, or they?
No, it's not that far. It's
It's
at Steve Damon's old house.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Just
that,
as you.
yeah, just at the crest of the hill when you
Yes.
start down.
Well, that has nothing to do with this, right?
Can we get them to take all the bridges?
That's their
It's like as
bridge.
soon as you turn left into the
So what?
at
This
the
bridge?
townhouse is a
Yeah, that's-
pole
oh,
right
state
there.
bridge.
Oh, I've never
Corner of
noticed
the
that.
building.
Well, they're not gonna do anything about it.
Okay, no, but it's free anyway. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for
Have a
coming.
good night.
Merry
too.
Christmas.
Appreciate you coming.
everyone.
Yeah, Merry
Christmas if I don't see you before then.
See you next.
Have a good night.
We're closed tomorrow, remember.
And I'll probably be here doing that. Have a good night.
Yeah.
too.
Moving back to accounts payable, accounts payable, geez, signature file. I make a motion to approve the payroll in the amount of $59,048.88.
Second.
Roll call vote.
You say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes. 0 no. No accounts payable.
Nope.
Cash used to date is $11,859,192.38. Select board update with Richard.
Last week, I mentioned earlier I was in the office and I had some good conversations with the assessor. The reason why I was there is I actually pulled out all the building notification forms for the last 6 months because I was curious what they had in them. And in particular, I just come from a training on at the state level of how to administer the floodplain program. So I thought, well, would we even know if somebody was building a house in the floodplain? Because we don't really check the building notification forms. It's an assessing tool. It's not a building permit. So I looked at every building notification form for the last 6 months, and there's a lot more building going on in town than I thought. Because unless it's on a main road, you just don't see it. There's a lot of people building houses and additions and solar panels and generators and all kinds of stuff. And there were a handful of lots where there's construction on that had floodplain, but the project had nothing to do with the floodplain. It was like roofing or interior work, or work on a house that's close to the road and the floodplain is a small piece way in the back. So that was good to see. I had a good conversation with the New Hampshire DES person in charge of the solid waste program. I was asking her about North Country Recycling and what the requirements were for a closure plan. So we had a good conversation. She has a lot of experience with that entity and with anybody that does that kind of business. She knows them all. So that was a good conversation. I learned a little bit about how the state does and does not regulate solid waste. I had a good meeting this morning with Charlie Townsend and Melanie Streeter, talking about the issue of junkyards in town. It's been around for a long time, and I was trying to understand if it started at a particular place, if a certain thing started it. And Melanie gave us a good historical tour of the event, and it's just been going on since before anybody knows. It didn't start with a particular thing, but it's been a real issue for a long time. But Charlie's plugging away, just working with a couple of the bigger ones, and my first thought was, well, we may never get to the smaller ones, but Melanie made a good point that you really get some wins with the smaller ones, because the smaller ones are much more likely to get to the full cleanup, and a number of them have. So that was a good reminder that it is worth working with somebody who maybe only has 5 or 10 junk cars in their yard, because that's you've got a good chance you'll clean them all up. Or if somebody has 200, it's going to be at best very, very slow progress, and it's never probably going to be purely clean, not in our lifetime anyway. So that was a good conversation to have. So that's it. That's all I got.
Carl.
Wow. I've got nothing.
All right. Richard, did we want to talk more about North Country Recycling based off our TSIC?
Oh, I forgot. We had a TSIC meeting.
Yep.
Totally forgot.
Okay.
You can do that.
Okay.
We our last non-public is about North Country Recycling,
Mm-hmm.
but we can talk generic terms.
Yeah,
I guess.
just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So that was my big event, was at the TSIC meeting. We decided that we were going to form a subcommittee for Willie and I to look into the bathroom situation specifically and make some decisions that we can bring to the board
For our existing transfer station.
on remedying that, yes, at the existing transfer station, and discuss some of the things around the North Country Recycling project, which is, I guess, session 2.
Yep.
And so that went well, and yeah, that's pretty much it, just the TSIC meeting.
Oh, it's my turn?
Sorry, I can try to talk longer.
You kept looking at me like I was supposed to say something. Nothing for me. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Is there any public input?
Do we have any Zoom people?
Yeah, is anyone on Zoom?
Nobody's on Zoom.
Oh.
Hearing
There is people out here.
Oh, that's right.
Can they talk to us?
No, not yet.
No. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hearing no public input, I make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91-A:3 2B, Session 1, and RSA 91-A:3 2D, Session 2, at 5:38 p.m.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
There, yes. Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes, 0 no. We are now non-public at 5:38 p.m.
We meet on the 11th, not the 4th?
Correct.
We don't meet on the 4th?
So we did.
I thought
What's,
we did.
it's 2 weeks from,
I have my first meeting being the 11th, but
oh, you do?
the
Yeah.
4th is the next Thursday.
Well, I think the 11th
it's
would have
2
been
weeks
it if
away.
we had next week's meeting, because originally we
Oh,
weren't
right,
supposed
right.
to have today, we were
We were
supposed to
gonna
have
have
next week.
28th.
That's
So
what-
then it would have been the 11th.
Okay,
But
so
I
we
believe
should
it's
be
the
on
4th.
now.
I'm pretty
Oh.
positive it's on the 4th.
But
2
that's-
weeks
I
from
forgot
today.
about that because we switched them.
Yeah,
I don't
pretty-
think that's how it's listed, so.
Okay.
Either one I can make it.
And you'll look into that too, Emily.
What was that?
The date of the next meeting,
Okay,
to make sure it's posted correctly.
okay.
6:08.
I make a motion to come out of non-public at 6:08 p.m.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes?
Schaefer, yes.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes, 0 no. We are now to non-public at 6:10 p.m.
And as a follow-up on that, the next board meeting is posted as the 11th. We have fire wards meeting on the 4th at 7:30. No clue if that's here or not.
Should
No,
we
it's
stick with
not.
11
Fire-
and go forth?
Fire wards meeting is at the
Right,
fire department. I would think we would need one on the 4th for signing stuff.
yeah.
This 3 weeks seems like it's,
Because that's 3 weeks, yeah.
yeah.
No, the
I would-
minutes are not sealed.
So we need to, I think we need to post a meeting for the 4th, or we could check with.
And then stagger every 2 weeks.
Yes, would just be off, but
Gotcha.
minutes are not sealed. I have something to add to my selectmen update.
Ah,
Select board update. It was a response letter from Madison. We sent a letter to see if they were interested in potentially sharing a transfer station if we, once we completed the transfer station upgrades. And I will read the letter. Dear, Chairman Emery Roberts, Tamworth Select Board. Dear Chairman Roberts, the Madison Board of Selectmen received your letter dated November 21st, 2023 about an opportunity concerning recycling efforts. The Madison Select Board was able to discuss this letter at their November 28th meeting. During the discussion, it was recalled having received similar inquiries from the town of Tamworth in September of 2020 and October of 2021. The consensuses then were to continue supplying Madison taxpayers and residents with a facility in our town that is working well both fiscally and environmentally. Discussion of your most recent opportunity led to the same conclusion. So while the board appreciates Tamworth reaching out to us and offering us this opportunity, the board is not interested in your offer. Sincerely, Linda Shackford, Town Administrator. That's it from my select board update. So I did have one. I was kidding. Motion to adjourn.
Signature file.
6:11.
That's thicker than I anticipated.
6:11?